Good morning, everywhere. I seem to be streaming everywhere today. I'm not going to say other places because last week I thought, are Facebook telling me off for saying I'm going elsewhere? So good morning and welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. Now, if you saw my post yesterday, I put a slick photo in that was me in a photo shoot, probably back in June, and I am growing my hair out because I had chemo last year. And I did say, don't expect me to look so slick this morning, or literally I just got out of the shower, I did a run this morning. Oh my God, I went out in the dark with my lights on for a run like old times. Unfortunately, I ran a 3K in the time I used to run 3 miles, but the old girl's coming back. So even a chemo beanie this morning to keep my head warm. Always a second use for everything, but I feel great. So, and then I was suddenly like, I achieved this, blah, blah, blah. I thought, oh my God, you need to get in the shower. So good morning. And I can see Ben has already put on my Instagram feed, Woohoo Wednesday. So why do I call it Woohoo Wednesday? Because I don't want to call it a hump day. And I know sometimes it feels like a hump day, but if it does, it means that you need to change something in your life, in your business, whatever you're doing, because life is too short. I can tell you, I am living my life right now and enjoying every minute of it. Because this time last year, that's what I reflected on this morning. This time last year, I know I couldn't get off the sofa. I could not move even to go and get a drink. I was that poorly with chemo. And today I've just run around the block, and it's not far, but it's a big achievement. But live life every day as if it's your last day. But if you're finding Wednesday is a hump day, I'm just looking on Facebook and I see there's some longer woohoos coming. I see the competition has started. If you think it's a hump day, if you're dreading, if Sunday night feels awful because you're going back to work, if Monday all you do is you spend your week wishing you're at Friday, Wednesday you feel like you're not there, feels like hump day, Friday comes, you celebrate, you have 48 hours of feeling happy, and then you go back into that cycle. We work a long time, and for most of us, we'll be working, not me, because I'm not going to work that long. I might be writing books, but I'm not going to work that long. But most of us are going to work 67, 68 now is the retirement age, and I think it will change. And I think you need to make sure you live your best life, and you can change your life as you go. I think it took me ages to realize that. It's like, I do this, I do that, and that's my world. And I trained as an osteopath and I did 20 years and I want to change. I can't change. Oh, actually, lockdown's come. Yes, I can. This is the push I needed. And now I do my business mentoring and I love it. And I'm going to talk today about my principles because I've got my online course coming out as well, but also because I did it yesterday. I went to a networking meeting, lovely networking meeting. So anybody's here watching from there, really enjoyed it. Nice bunch of ladies, although they all dress much nicer than me. I'm in my jeans and my jumper and my boots, and they're all looking beautiful. Anyway, that doesn't matter, does it? And I spoke about in my little 2-minute pitch, it's not a pitch when I do it, it's just a chat. I spoke about my principles that I work by, and they're not magic and they're not anything that you haven't heard of. And sometimes I feel the title principles makes them sound a little bit up their own backside, but they are things that I work with. Now, the reason I know they're the things I work with, because I was away once with a business coach. I was lucky enough, I was in Thailand. So it was a lovely business retreat. And one of my lovely coaches, big shout out to Dax Moy, and I was with him and I said, I'm so frustrated. I give small business owners the things they need to do for their business. So things like, you've got to have a website, you need to have your social media presence, your customer care's got to be good, keeping your accounts in order, blah, 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 all that stuff. And I was giving them that. And I said, but they're still not doing it. I don't know what to do. And he said, but you're not teaching them everything that you do. And I was like, well, I am. I was a bit like this, well, I am. And then he said, well, go off and think about it. So off I went down to the beach. It was hard, I tell you. Really nice white beach. If anybody's ever been to my house for any of my mentoring days, they will have seen the picture on the wall. In fact, this one here that you can just see, that's part of the beach. I went here. It was terrible. All right. Sat on the beach and thought about what I did. And then a couple of days, I came up with what I call now my principles, but the things I put in place to make sure I am at my best to make my business work. And thanks for all the comments on Facebook, etc. I'm coming back to chat to you in a minute. So I decided to write down what I actually did. So care of self. Now, I don't want to call it self-care because everybody does. So I call it care of self. And I think you should care for yourself. Okay. And I think it's a reminder that you need to have that in business and in life. Look after yourself. And before you say to me, I can't because I've got children, everybody else is more important than me. If you look after yourself, I must get my glasses done. You notice in my lives, they just slipped down my nose. So sorry about that. And I'm still hot from my run. And I'm now going, where the hell were you? So self-care of self, it's really important to make sure that you are the engine of your business. And if you're giving yourself excuses like you've got children, you've got family, and you can't put yourself first, You can, because you need to be the best for those people. If you are feeling fatigued, feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and probably grumpy, miserable, and tetchy, you are no good to your family, all right? You are not giving yourself the best. That's not to say, and if my family are watching this, that I've never been grumpy and tetchy, because I probably have. What I've always done is try to work on me being the best of myself so that I can then feel better and able to do more in my business, in my family life. So care of self consists of moving more. Now, I'm a retired osteopath, so I can tell you need to move. I know scientifically your body likes to move. And if you're doubting me, think about people that are bedridden. What do? They have to be turned, they have to be moved, because your body and your physiology needs to be moved, okay? So 10 minutes every day at least. Make sure you eat well, make sure you hydrate well. And I'm talking water, I'm not talking your alcohol. Have it on a Friday night, have it on a Saturday, whatever you want to. Oh, my glasses are driving me nuts. I have to sit like this so they won't fall down my nose. Have a glass when you want one, but not every day, and not as a matter of course. Make sure you take time off. Having time for yourself is a huge thing in business. How many of you put that as the last thing on your list when you are sorting out your working week? You put in the business, you put in when you see clients, you put in when you're packing your products, whatever you're doing, and then there might be a little nanosecond that you give yourself on a Saturday, and then you feel guilty because you're taking time off. That is not the way to run your business. The way to run your business is to book the time off first. And if you watch me, I'm always going on holiday now. I love it. I've built a business where I can go away and I can take time off. My members know that pretty much on a Wednesday, I'm around a bit. And a Wednesday and a Friday, I'm not as round as much. Of course, I would always be there for them, but I'm not in there teaching for them, because I have Wednesdays and Fridays, and I've got the lovely Sue Ford coming to stay tonight. Those who don't know Sue Ford, she's one of my my mentors that works for me, and one of my really good friend, and she's coming to stay tonight because we're off to London to see our mastermind. I'm really going off on tangents today. I'll get back on track. So the second principle is knowing your why. This is really powerful. Okay, don't underestimate having a why. Now, when I first started my first business, I had two young children, probably 9 and 11, and I had no partner. I was getting divorced. I didn't get any money from the divorce. In fact, I took some debt with me that I was like, as credit card, I'll take it. I didn't have a fridge. I didn't have a cookie. You may have heard this story before. My kids were on blow-up beds. I slept on a sofa in the living room so they could have a bedroom each. I've no idea how I thought I was going to pay the rent. The rent, in the end, worked out to be more than a mortgage I got in the end. It was like £950 a month, something like that. That's what it is in Surrey. It was a huge amount. And I just needed a strong why. And my strong why were my children. And I promised them I wouldn't move out the area, and I promised them things wouldn't change. So their dancing lessons, their swimming lessons, and everything like that would carry on. Well, you need to earn money to do that, especially if you're not getting any child maintenance ever, just putting that out there. So if ever you think I've come from somewhere that was really comfortable, I didn't. And it was the best motivator to get me to go, right, okay, it's me, or I fall flat. I probably had my parents, if I really wanted to. I was not going to get chucked out on the street. I could have gone and lived with them, but I didn't want to do that. And so I worked my butt off, and I had to learn how to market a business, and I had to learn by my mistakes. And I had to go and do, at the beginning, I was doing a rehab job where I was a trained osteopath. I had my clinic, which I was starting, didn't really know how to market it, so it was quiet. And I did a rehab job where I put people to bed at night. So I went off between 6 and 10. On the nights I didn't have the children, when they were with their dad, I went putting people to bed. And I didn't get paid much an hour for that, but I did it because I need to do it. So sometimes people say to me, oh, I can't do a business because I have to do something at the same time and I can't afford to set it up. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes you have to do two things or do something you don't want to do as you go to grow what you want. Don't say you have to do what you don't want to do forever. Okay, I actually enjoyed putting people to bed, although it was really hard for the people at 6 p.m. when you went to put them to bed and they didn't really want to go to bed yet, but they were on your list at that time. Really hard. Anyway, so knowing your why is really important. You need a powerful source, but it will change. So my why now is not my children. They're grown up. They have their mortgages, they're renting, whatever. I have a stepdaughter as well now. I'm remarried. And, we have a house now that I was able to, I had a mortgage, so did my husband now had a mortgage. We were able to buy a house and then double the size of it because I had money from a property I had invested in and lived in, and I'm sitting in it now. So I'm very proud of that. I didn't buy the whole house, but I paid for half of it to be built. So between us, we managed to do that. And my why was strong. Then my why changed that I wanted holidays. I have a camper van on the drive. I was in the Seychelles this year. I've been to America. I've done lots of things I want to do, and I will carry on. I'm thinking Mauritius or the Maldives next year. What do you think? I don't know. But that's my why. That's my drive to get going. Your drive will be very different, and it can be different, and it will change as you go along. Don't be frightened of that. The next one is release your limiting beliefs. Now, this was the biggie. So I didn't realize that I was trying to give people theories of how to run their business. So yeah, you need to set up your website. Yes, SEO. Yes, get onto your social media, and you need to be commenting and blah, blah, blah. In fact, the advice I was giving then is very different to now because it's changed. But I didn't realize that all that advice that I was giving was actually fine and people were taking it in. But if they didn't have the confidence to do it, or they felt like an imposter, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like an imposter, or you've not felt good enough, or you think others are better than you, or you've got a fear of failure, or there's a money ceiling on what you think you can earn, or what do you mean charge for my services or my products? I can't do that. I feel terrible. All those things, if you've got any of those mindsets, and I think we can all hold our hands up and say we have a bit of any of those. If that's holding you back, if it's a brick wall, and I always say to imagine a limiting belief like a brick wall that you have built yourself, brick by brick in front of you. Okay, even if you think I'm worried what other people think, you've built that own brick wall. You've made up that story about what other people think because you have no idea and it's none of your business. So you build that brick wall. Now, here's the thing. You may never bring that brick wall down so it's more than 2 bricks. You may never do that because we all have limiting beliefs that rear up. But if you know what they are and you know that you can always work around them, you can go over the top of the wall or you can dig your way underneath. You can get around it. Just like water, you can get around it. Then you can go ahead and do your business stuff. So I work hard with people on releasing limiting beliefs. And I think you have to realize in yourself what is holding you back. Ask yourself, why am I not doing something? Why am I not doing a launch? Or why am I not selling a product? Or why am I sitting here quietly, not telling anybody who I am? And then wondering why my business isn't flourishing because nobody knows who you are. The next one is understand how. Now, that is the nuts and bolts of building your business. So, of course, we need that. And that's what I was teaching. The last one is take effective action. I am not talking being busy for the sake of being busy. All right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about sitting your butt down and doing the jobs that need to be done. If you don't like the job, you outsource it. But doing the jobs that need to be done to get your business profitable, enjoyable, and getting you an income that you can do whatever you want to in life, whether that be a 6-figure income or earning 20,000 a year. I don't care, whatever you want. I was talking to somebody yesterday. Success is what you want it to be. If you want to work 1 day a week and earn, I don't know, £10,000 a year so you can contribute to the family holidays, maybe that's your thing, and somebody else in your family is happy to support you. I would say, though, always have your own money. But there we go. If that's what you wanted, there you go. If that's what you wanted, then go do it. Success for you. If you want to earn £70,000, because that will make you really comfortable and you feel great, you can save and you can put money in your pension, blah, 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 go do it. Don't worry that you haven't hit the 6-figure income. If you want a 6-figure income, go for it. If you want a 7-figure income, go for it. But what's the success that you want? Don't just follow down the track of, I've heard everybody talking about you got to have I've had a 6-figure income. I didn't make 6-figure profit, but I've had a 6-figure income with my clinic. I would say it was hard work. I would say what I have now, I absolutely love. Yes, I'm building it up to back where it was before COVID and I had cancer for a year, but I'm very happy. I'm very comfortable and able to do what I want to do. So what is it you want in your life and go get it? So I always talk about my principles I call my commit to achieve principles. So when I was writing a course and I wrote this course, so here's the thing. This is just to show you how I use my principles. In fact, let's do that first. My principles I've used throughout my life without really realizing it. When I was at school, I wasn't good at the schoolwork. I think I'm a bit dyslexic. You can't write on a board to me and get me to copy it because all I do is copy the words. I can't understand what those words are. If you discuss something with me, like when I did my degree and I was understanding body, I get it. So I didn't realize what my learning style, and it's when I was at school, it was a blackboard. In fact, the most modern we got was a green board that they pulled down and they just kept writing it. Or if you were lucky or not so lucky, they just read out of a book. So at 15, I was told I wasn't clever enough to be a physio. And I believed them. Off I went, right? I was clever enough, okay? Nobody had tapped into how I do things. So at school, I excelled at sport. I was really good at sport, captain for most things in all the teams, county, district sports, whatever. In fact, I think I still hold the record for throwing the discus at Thurfield School. I don't know, but apparently I may do. That is 100 years ago. But then I started to play National League volleyball. Some of you might know this. I played in the second team. We were Division 3. The first team were in Division 1, the top league. Now it's called the Premier Division, but it was called Division 1 when I played. Top league in the country. In the top 3 teams in the country, I worked my way into that team. What did I do, right? So I committed to achieve. What I did was I went to all the first team trainings. So as a second team player, you could go to the first team trainings, but you were the person that was probably collecting balls or serving. You're on the other side to the team. So basically you're making up numbers. I went. I showed the coaches what I could do. And actually by playing up, and this is the same with business, by playing up with better players, and it's the same with, sometimes in my mastermind group, by playing up with better players, I became better. And I've always preferred playing the top teams in the country than lower levels. I tried to play local league for a bit and I didn't really like it because I prefer a tough game. I up my game when something's tough. I also up my game, and this is a bit like being on stage, when there's a crowd. Terrible. If there's a crowd, I will do anything to pick a ball up off the floor. I didn't realise until I've been in finals where there's been bleachers down and stuff like that, or on telly, and I'm like, oh, there's a different side to you. Yeah. I don't want to look like I'm failing. I want to win so much. So that's what I did when I was younger. And then I did my degree, and I didn't think I could do my degree, but I went for an interview and they gave me an unconditional offer on speaking to me. I then got asked to go back and teach, and I committed to everything I wanted to do. They asked me to teach in Italy. I was like, oh, not clever enough. And I thought, I'll just go and do it. I'll just go and do it. What do I need to do? Let me commit to what I need to do, go and do it. I got asked back. I became an external examiner for courses in Milan, in Belgium, in fact, 2 in Italy, another one in Italy, in Turin. Then I became a subject expert for a university in Wales for the course abroad. They wanted me in to. Where did that come from? That wasn't the girl at 15 that told you wasn't clever enough. But because I committed to what I wanted to do and learning what I wanted to do, I got good at it. Another thing I did was a spin challenge. There was a spin challenge at the gym, and I just worked out how many points you needed to get to win the challenge and thought, I'm going to win it. I knew I was going to win it. I committed to achieve the win. I knew from the beginning I was going to win it. There was nothing that was going to stop me winning it. In the end, I was sitting on a bike with a stand and a laptop on it, just pedaling to get the extra points in. I got let in by the gym owner. I was like, right, I need to do a bit extra. And I won that twice. Two of the occasions that I entered it, I won that. What else have I done? At the moment, I'm on a 75-day fitness challenge. I've committed to achieve 75 days of fitness. I am dropping weight. I hope you notice. I don't know if you do, but I'm fitter and fitter and fitter. I'm up to 50 press-ups on my knees. I ran this morning. I'm doing battle ropes and I'm eating really well. I've not come off that. I've not touched anything past a coffee, water, and vegetable stuff and lean meat. That's it. That's all I've eaten. And I'm losing weight and I'm doing it. But that's because I use these principles everywhere. I used it when I had my chemo. I was like, oh, okay, what do I do here? This is shit. Okay, tell me what to do. Understand how. Right, okay. Limiting beliefs that I can't get through this. Right, I need to knock that on the head because if anything, I need to have a positive mindset. So I worked on that every day with affirmations and journaling. I wrote a book. I have a book coming out hopefully in February. I say hopefully, we can get through to the publishers by then. That's down to me, called Agnes B, Cancer and Me. I wrote a book, a whole book while I was doing it because I wrote a diary. And it's funny, it's positive, it's negative, there's tears, it's the whole lot, but it's my journey. So look out for that one. But I did that. And when chemo was tough, yeah, there was times and I just sat and sobbed it. But mostly I gave myself a short time to do it. And then, right, okay, what do I need to do? How can I take care of myself? Right, I need to eat well. I need to try and walk every day. I've got poles and walking poles and walk with those because I could hardly walk. How can you do it? I took effective action by learning what the minimum I had to do, like doing injections for myself, stuff like that. And I did it. So be inspired by it. 2 people actually yesterday said I was inspiring. Somebody this morning has sent me a message saying I'm inspiring. Well, if I inspire you, bloody brilliant. That's what I'm about, okay? It's not for me to feel like, oh, I'm inspiring everybody. I love it if you get the vibe. So commit to achieve is my principle. So I wrote a course called, it's got to be, hasn't it? Commit to achieve your best in life and business. Because I don't believe we talk mostly about business, but I don't believe you can have a perfect life and a shitty business. your life won't feel perfect if your business is not good. I also don't believe you can have a perfect business and a shitty life and feel good. All right. So we talk about getting it for that. And you can use these principles on anything, any type of business, anything you want to do. And I think the more I've produced these principles, it's not like I've suddenly said, oh, I now use them. I've always done this. I'm lucky. I am lucky that it's a natural inbuilt thing for me, maybe from my struggle at school, because I really wanted to excel at something. So it was sport. And I was told I talk too fast, which I do. I wave my arms around. I don't care. All right. I have good knowledge in here and I can impart it to you. And I think I blew away a few people yesterday with like, right, do that, do that, do that. In fact, one person just went, oh, I won't tell you why. That is another story to tell. Right. So the course, how can you work with me? You can work the course. I've done it in 3 ways because I think it's quite nice to be able to choose your level of what you want to do. So you can come in, buy the course, do the online course. I've written it, so it takes 5 weeks, but you could do it on your own. Each little video is probably only about half an hour, but you have things to go away and do. So I'd send you off to do tasks. There's PDF downloads. There's all that sort of stuff. And you can do it at your own speed, whether that's fast or furious. And if you're committed to doing it, you will finish it. All right. Apparently, there's only 5% of people finish a course. So don't buy my course and be with that person. Finish it. I think at the end, I go, well done. You're one of the only 5%. The other way to do it is, and I'm running this at the end of the month. So I think we start the 26th of October. I will do a group mentored group with the course. So you have the course, you do a week. Every week you do over 5 weeks. And at the end of the week, so in November, I think it might be the 1st of November, I will do a group call with you where we discuss what's going on, help you. You can just fire questions and I stay on until you're finished. Okay. So that's for 5 weeks. That's the next option. The other option is to be completely bespoke. You have the 5-week course and you have me for 5 weeks as your one-to-one mentor. So whenever you need me, whenever you get stuck, you just book it on my calendar and you get in for a call. And we have a chat, we sort it out, we work out what you're going to do, and I help you build it. So there you go. That's my course. The link, of course, on Instagram is in my bio. On Facebook, it's in the blue button that says Learn More. On LinkedIn, I'll make sure it's there. And YouTube, come and find me over my social media, Helen Bullen UK, and you'll see it there. And thanks to everybody. I need to do a shout out for everybody. Sorry. What does that mean when you've got itchy eyes? Does that mean you're going to get new glasses? You know, your itchy hands, money. I had that last night, itchy hand, and I was like, oh, money, here it comes. Let's see where it's going to come from. And now I've gone off on a tangent, haven't I, again? Anyway, tell me in the comments, what do you need to commit to? I'd love to know, what do you want to commit to achieve? What is it you really want to do? Might not be business. Maybe like me, you want to get your fitness back. I don't want a tummy anymore. I want to get to the plastic surgeon. I'm due to go to the plastic surgeon, whether I have because I haven't got a boob in today. Look, flat. Anyway, I'm so proud of that. I don't care. I don't think I need to have an op, but I'm going to go and see a plastic surgeon. And I was like, oh, and they take your belly fat away and they use it for a boob. Great. And now I'm like, actually, no, I'm going to lose it. I want them to tell me I haven't got enough belly fat. That is my challenge. Let's have a look. There's lots of comments. I've grown confidence now, but it still creeps in. I think it does. I really think it does creep in. Yeah, always imposter feeling because I didn't go to uni. Oh, I've got a friend. In fact, Sue's coming over today. She always says that. Do you know what? The only reason I went to uni is because I wanted to be an osteopath and you had to have that course. But I really admire people that have made it without a degree. I really admire people. And there are people I know with degrees who are my age who never use them. And I love what you do. I can't remember your first name, my lovely Made with Mud, but I love watching your reels. In fact, everybody should follow made.with.mud because her pottery reels are just fantastic. I absolutely love them. Morning, Ben. Let's have a look. That's my Instagram. Morning, Donald. Nice to see you. Lovely, lovely. Morning, Carol. Morning, Sue. Loads of you on today. I'll try and wave to my Instagram peeps. I just have to do that to everybody else. Have I managed to wave to everybody? If I haven't waved to you, I apologise. So on Instagram, let's have a look. We've got loads of woohoos. I think Hazel wins the longest woohoo this morning. Morning on YouTube. On YouTube. I love that. Do you know, I've not really got my YouTube sussed, but I stream it out to there. So good morning. I love that. Come and find me on my social media as well. I'd love to meet you. And all of you, get yourself on my mailing list if you do nothing else, because I send some really weird mailings out. Hi, how are you? Or I'm having it. What was I livid the other day? I'm livid. I sent out. Love a wonderful woohoo Wednesday and a marvelous Monday, terrific Tuesday, totally awesome Thursday, and fabulous Friday. I'm working on alliteration for Thursday. Well done. I love that. Got you in stereo on YouTube and Faff book. Faff book. I love it. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Gone through all those feelings and all at the same time too. Yeah, definitely. Woohoo Wednesday. Structure, says Hazel. Yeah, I need to crack my bloody weight. Well, Lucy, 75 day challenge. I can recommend it. 6-pack challenge is really good stuff. But it's really good. 75 days. Oh my goodness. I need to bust my imposter syndrome. Yeah, I think we all have that bit of imposter syndrome. And I think if we try and get rid of something, we feel like we failed when we don't. So I think the better way is to go, okay, occasionally I may feel, don't say I get imposter syndrome, I feel like an imposter. And then what you do is you say to yourself, okay, so if somebody said to me, let's imagine I'm still a qualified osteopath, and somebody said to me, oh, hi, are you a dentist? And I go, oh, yeah, I can do teeth. I've got a drill out the back. I would be an imposter, absolutely. If somebody said, hi, can you treat lower backs and whatever, I'd be like, yeah, I can. Because then I have to say I'm a retired osteopath. Otherwise, I get got by the General Osteopathic Council, but I am retired. But maybe as a business mentor, if somebody said to me, you know, have you got experience of running a large business with staff, etc., I can definitely say, yes, I have. I've run a bricks and mortar business for 20 years with lots of staff and a team. That's what I did. If somebody said, oh, have you got experience of being a swimming instructor? I'd really like to. I could probably help people stay up. But I'd have to say, no, I'm not. That's an imposter for me. So ask yourself the question. And normally you can answer yourself back and say, no, I am. I am what I've just said I am. Why am I doubting it? Normally what happens, here's the thing with imposter. Let's do a quick thing on imposter for you. Go through your social media and cut out the people that you are jealous of or are making you feel lesser. Okay. They're not doing anything to you. You are imagining that they're better than you. Just you don't have to follow them. Stop seeing them. I always tell the story about the lovely Holly Willoughby that I follow, and I think, I can't watch you every day. You look so beautiful. Your bloody clothes, you have nice. And then I was going, here she is again with her lovely clothes. She's on this morning. Every morning there's nice clothes. Well, how horrible is that? Because she's lovely and she's got lovely clothes. What it was is I'm portraying, I'm a bit jealous because I'd like all those clothes every day to wear. I'd love those. I love those shoes. I love those boots. I love that dress. I'd like to look like you. So I was like, I just need to stop watching you for a while because it's not her fault. So maybe that's what you're doing. The other thing is worrying what other people think about us, and that is none of your business because you've got it wrong. 9 times out of 10, you think somebody's thinking something about you and they're probably thinking completely the opposite. Maybe where's Nicola? Thank you. Thank you for giving me Nicola. I'm terrible on names. Anyway, so thanks for watching. So commit to achieve principles. Go and try them out today. We've got care of self, knowing your why, releasing your limiting beliefs, understanding how, and taking effective action. If you do nothing today, set a timer, sit your butt down and do that one job that's been sitting on your to-do list forever. I glanced at mine then. There's not many of those on mine. Sit your butt down and do it. Then you'll feel really, 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 really good. Good morning, Anne. Good morning. Nice to see you on. So I'm just coming to the end. I've been through all my commit to achieve principles today, even though I say so myself, I think this is a good live. So watch it on catch up if you need to. If you're watching on catch up, please come back and chat with me. I'd always love that. I would love it right now, not so much on Instagram, but on Facebook. If you could share this, I would be really pleased. If I come out and I look and there's like 10 shares, I would be over the moon. I'd love to get this out to more people. But also I am selling, because I teach people, tell people what you do. I'm selling my online course. And if you want to be part of this, working with me in a group, and we start just over a week's time, the 26th, that's just a week, maybe 2 weeks' time. When I start the first, you get the course, and then I start the mentored in November. You can work with me every week. And I'm like this. You can give me questions. Anybody that's ever met with me, worked with me, done a retreat with me, and I have places on my retreat as well. So if you're interested in me, just message me. That has ever worked with me will never tell you that I don't come up with ideas. That is my thing. If I could sit all day and just have new business owners come in, or business owners, and they say, right, what's your problem? And I go, okay, blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do a webinar on it. Would you be interested if I did a webinar? Maybe I should. I do a free webinar, and I could just answer your flipping questions just like that, because I would love that. I love it. My favorite time in the HB Club is doing Q&A time. Absolutely. So if you need my help, ask. All right. There are many ways you can work with me. Just ask. And I'm all about teaching people to tell people what they do. So here I am telling you to look at the link in my bio, to look at the Learn More button above. And on LinkedIn, I will make sure I pop in the link there as well. Right. My lovely peeps. Doing the first thing now, says Lucy. I love it. Oh, that's a pleasure. Career Wellness Limited. Why don't you go on? This is my top tip for you. Go on your social media when you communicate as you. You'll get more people interacting with you. Yes, it's helped me heaps with my wording. Took Helen 5 minutes to do. I could. Lucy's in my mastermind group, and I actually yesterday I impressed myself. Lucy said, "I want to write this as my landing page." I said, "Right, send me everything. Send it to me." I think it was probably a page, wasn't it, of great stuff she put in there. But I just pasted it and put it in Helen's simple. I told you I'm simple. Just keep it simple. Simple language and sent it back. But as I said to Lucy, I found it much easier to write somebody else's content than write my own. But maybe there's content writer in my list of skills. Definitely for my HP Inspired, if you ever work really close to me, like the Commit to Achieve course, if you work the one-to-one, that's the sort of stuff I'll be doing for you. Right, my lovely peeps, have a great, great day. And yeah, I can't wait. I've got Sue coming to stay. And then tomorrow I'm going to see my HP Inspired. I will try and stream live when I'm with the HP Inspired group tomorrow, because, of course, I start another group in January. So yet another thing to tell you about. Anyway, go check me out. I'll speak to you soon. And yeah, just direct message me if you want to have a chat. Speak to you later. I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram first. Right, my lovely Facebook peeps. Ooh, dropping my phone. Thanks so much for watching. If there's a little trick on how I do it, I have my phone here. That's because I'm just ending it, so I've got to share it in a minute. And I just prop it against my computer screen and I go live on StreamYard, and I can stream into all of those places. Right, have a great, great day. Have a woohoo Wednesday, and keep smiling. Go and smile in that mirror. If you want to know more about that, you're going to have to read my book that comes out in February.